So there's this puzzle called INTAO, very recent at the time when I'm recording this. So this is the entire puzzle. There's no other text. Well, there's like a hint sheet and description, but primarily, of course, there's no text instruction. So, of course, I'm not completely sure how to make progress here. I know, like, just when looking at it, I actually got the first top left one, but I don't know any of the others so far. I am working in a copy of the spreadsheet because this is made in a spreadsheet. And so the solution to the top is you got this INTAO and the colors. And so, if you just fill in this, you get initiation. That's what every one of these corresponds to. So it's funny that word only has 5 unique letters, and yeah. But now I don't know what to do. That's the best spot to start speculating, I guess. I'm looking at this one, and what I thought what this one was well, you see this red a column of red. So I thought maybe I'm just gonna move this here. That red means like red. Copy this, and then this would mean this, this, and then this. And like they would spell letters, right? But this doesn't, so far doesn't maybe spell letters. Like the first looks like an F potentially, but then where does this go? I guess it would go here. Does this say O? Well, let's continue with this train of thought. It's fine. Okay, oh my god, I think it's actually gonna spell something. At first, I genuinely did not think it would for some reason, but okay. It looks like it's about to. So here, and then, oops, here. This almost spells M. It does. Formulaic, probably. Yeah, okay. Very nice. Okay. Let's drop this. Okay, and now we like there's some things like this blue. Like we don't have that blue at the top, so that's a new color when it comes to that. And then like these are connected by this black. So I wonder if they're related as well. So far, the portion that's outside of the white border is corresponding to a word. This bottom one looks like overlapping words, potentially. Looking at this top right one, and I don't really have any ideas. It's interesting that these, like, follow, like, a color order. I wonder if any of them are gonna keep the INTAO at the top left, or if that was just for that puzzle. Well, I don't have any idea for the top right yet, but this is interesting to me, because I feel like I have an idea for it. I'm going to have to paste this over the top of what I did here. Or maybe I don't. Like, what I need to do here is to show it is that, notice there's no yellow here. So what if there's no yellow in there and makes it look like it says G? This has no green and no cyan, so this looks like it says R. No green, it looks like it says A. So it's GRA probably. It's gonna be graphical or something. So what the heck is that color? This and this. P. We'll need to preemptively make this text color white. So red and this sort of it's an H. Okay, we got no red. Just it's an I. I can tell you it's an I. There you go. I. Now it's missing this and the green. What? No, missing the sign. It's C. C. Green. A. Okay, and this is missing this, and this, and this, and this is an L. Great, now I've predicted 2 words before it gets fully revealed. Might get some dumb comments about that. Well, there's also this thing. It's connected for some reason. And another thing that kind of looks like an image, but of course, we have some colors that don't show up. Like, we have orange in here. Is this supposed to be a combination of yellow and red? So that would be like what I or L C if yellow is a combination. I C N I C. That makes no sense at all. Unless there's a secret P and it says picnic or something. Or maybe O. That would be interesting too, right? If black represents the lack of changes. So that would be icon. Oh my god, it says iconic. Okay. That's a nice twist there. It was almost gonna be picnic if I imagined a P at the start. I was like, what is it? There's no white border in this one. I feel like this is gonna be an overlapping thing though. Looks like almost the word donation. I don't know if I mean, like, this looks too much like a letter N to be nothing. Feels like it'd be super spaghettifying to entangle this, though. And I really want to know what's going on the top right one. Like, this is supposed to be 12 letters long, probably. And then, or is it, though? Because what the heck has 3 letters in a row that are the same? Okay, I was pretty sure I stared at this for like 4 minutes or something right now, and I don't know what it is. But I have some suspicions on the one right below it. Because it looks like there's this negative space B, like, in here on the left side, and there's also this blue-red, which maybe means that, okay, so if it's blue-red, then we delete all the things that don't correspond to blue. That deleted almost everything. I don't think we're gonna get anything from there. But what could, like, what is red, right? That would seem to be, why can't I just freaking delete all this here? Red. What is going on with the spreadsheet? All right, I hate technology. But anyway, the top corner, that doesn't really lead to a letter, does it? And there's like this thing, and like there's a red, yellow, and then a yellow, red. Like, what is that supposed to be? Okay, so like, let's assume the opposite and say that instead it's inversion. So like red, yellow means delete the section that is in the red and yellow intersection, which doesn't look like a whole lot. I mean, if you just, like, let's say blue, red, alright, so we delete the blue. Or maybe flip the blue, I don't know. The flip operation would look like that. For, well, no, when it would look like, oh god, nothing is working. Also, yo, is that one connection? I think it is. Like, I looked at this thing as a D at the very start, but, like, it just makes sense. Well, no, maybe not. But like, the things in the middle are certainly eyes, right? Ah, gosh. I don't want to, like, manually remove the... looks like a J. Like, if you remove the parts from the N that would be from the previous letter N, you get this, and this looks like a J. Okay, no, it's not a U. It can't be a U, because if this was a U, then that would be black. So it's actually conjo, and probably conjoin. But this is too large to be conjoin. This is an O. This would be, like... This would look like that, and I don't know what the heck... What is this shape? Could be an eye, but then there would be another eye over here. Let's just try to fill it in and see, like, if this was an N, it would look like this, and... Is this just an eye? It's just an eye that's made up of, like, this is the eye. Unlike the letter I from the previous that look like that. Alright, whatever. It's funny that those vertical bars that filled in the middle ended up just being J and I. Now, on another note, this looks like absolute hell to look at. It probably is just... It's a 6-letter word, and it's 3x3 like the others. That's what I would assume. Well, no, of course not, because there's letters in between that makes this an even longer mess. But at least we can probably assume that the remaining thing is a 3x3 here, and that might hint towards the letter T over here or something. Well, no, because who is filling this middle gap in? Wow, this puzzle seems really hard to approach. Like, okay, so red is in every... Red is 3, which means that it's in every previous one of these. But, like, there's so many freaking shapes, and the hole in here is also funny. Like, maybe this is like a J or an X or an I to work around this hole, whatever the thing is is up here. Like, this could be a K, maybe. Maybe it could be K, J as the first 2 letters. This is a major spaghetti fest. Or maybe C. C would make some sense as well. Hey, wait, C-O actually works out, and maybe this is actually a longer synonym for conjoined or something. Alright, so let's work out this spaghetti fest. We gotta... So, we're gonna basically have to make it look like what it would be at every step, and then we remove, like, this would be the letter O. So now we should get a clear picture of what the next letter is. I didn't mess this up, right? Why is that... That looks weird, that there's this hole here. I guess this should be orange, but yeah, what is this hole doing? It's fun. I just checked, the word conjunction fits in the amount of letters provided, but this hole doesn't work with the letter J. I'm not doing any work. I'm gonna just do it here. Chess battle advanced. Yes, I'd rather code this than do the manual work, and I hate code. Although if you actually look at some of these 3x3s, like, some of these are really awful, like A and B. There's not enough spaces to make some of these look good. I mean, I could have improved the Z, but probably things that are too ambiguous as letters are not going to be used, so that cuts it down. Our target is supposed to be that, so let's do CO. Looks fine when it comes to N. Is it a V? It might be a V. And then we have some converge. Well, E is a stupid symbol in here, so I don't really know about that. I mean, some words, like conversions work because the E at the very end is dumb, obviously. Conversion, maybe. Looks like ION finishes, looks very good at the very end, though. But it's just that E, R, S are not correct, right? No, this 10 isn't even the right number. Like, it's hard to get the scaling right, probably. But it's actually 11 long. T fits more. Is it just I? Well, still got a space in there. C almost, like, C kind of makes sense, but there's this orange that doesn't fit in, so maybe it's actually an L. But then there's a red that's there. It's a U, maybe? It's convolution, isn't it? Alright, very nice. That V freaking got me there. Leonardo Strat Shot Player of the era. I still have no idea what's going on here. I mean, maybe I copy, like, the same thing that Graphical was doing, or, like, not really like Formulaic was doing, I suppose. But this can't even spell a big word if I do it this way. And then what's all the colors about? But imagine that red corresponds to making this, and then orange would correspond to making this, and then yellow would correspond to this, and then green corresponds to this. But doesn't this feel like this is just gonna be a mess of colors? Or does this, like, all, like, turn out to be some orange? Like, only orange thing, which would be cool, almost. And then we have black, 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 orange, black, black, and another orange. This looks like nothing. I mean, I guess I just do wave 2 with this, you know... Blue becomes blank, wow. Although black becoming orange is, like, important, isn't it? Because now, this would be insane to plan out, though. Like, the idea of all this, you know, is that it expands to become... Oh, come on. Like, this column represents a 2x3 column when I go through this. And so black would mean suddenly it's 2 rows of orange. And then this blue becomes nothing. This doesn't look like anything, though. That's annoying. What am I looking at? This is gonna be nuts if turning this into the expanded form creates freaking letters and words. Well, that makes the freaking M. The column of 2 makes an M. I don't like the start of the column 1, though. That's... Triple black is terrible looking. But what can you freaking do? Imminent? The hell is this imminent map maker? So anyway, again, 1 pixel of orange represents this. Is this gonna spell minimum? I think, oh my god! This puzzle looked like completely unworkable nonsense, but the way that, like, the oranges and blanks, like, at this point, you can tell, like, the only things that really matter here are the orange and the black. And the row alternation where every one of these has, like, a freaking right column. That is incredible. Okay, I've been staring at the bottom right one silently for 2 minutes. I think I have an idea. I was going through a bunch of other stuff, like... I mean, first of all, we know it's left up, because the blue only exists on this side. And I was like, well, this looks like the letter L, if you look at this. And then red would be the letter R. But then, you got red, yellow, and it's like... Well, it's just a square if you look at the intersection between the red and the yellow, and that doesn't make any sense. Same for yellow-red, which is just 2 blank spaces. So I thought, for a moment, it was about, like, I don't know, combining the 6 things together, but you would not be able to make a whole word that way. The idea that I have now seems way better, though. It's basically like, it gets everything as far as you can. So, for blue-red, it would be blue, red like this. And it looks like the letter E. Like, you're trying to extend as far as possible to the blue region instead of, like, only looking at the intersection. So that would be E. Again, it was actually negative space, I think. And, R. Now, it's left up, so it goes from here to here, and it says N. E-R-N. Now, what the hell? Q? I don't know what that is. R... And then yellow to... That would be C. This looks like trash. We didn't even use green. What's that about? Like, I think this filling negative space idea is cool. There's also, like, a letter B if you would go blue, orange. That is kind of missing. Another question is, why is there only 1 blue? I mean, there's not orange used either. But ERN made me want to think the word was like corner or earnest or something like that. Like maybe red refers to, for some reason, this would be completely like rather arbitrary. But what if we started from the, wow, is there no good neutral color? I'm just gonna go with cyan here. Started with E, and then red is supposed to mean go down by one in terms of coloration. So instead of blue, it would go down by one into green, and then we would have F here. Then red yellow might mean go down again. And then does yellow mean expand it? That looks weird. Is it D? Is it C? Neither of these like really make sense coming from EF. But I mean, yellow would then extend it to look like that, which looks like R. Let's go back to C or D. There's not enough vowels. I don't think this is working. Instead of that, I mean, I also wanted to look at this puzzle. So I mean, some of these, like this, clearly there's a diagonal here. Some of these things are deviating from the diagonal. This is also 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is not 13. This is 15 by 2. Actually, like 2 by 15. Got a lot of these oranges in a row. Weird that there's so many in a row. Like, what is even the decoding key or whatever? I mean, this is connected. This is using that 1 pixel of black connection. So there might not even be a key, like the same way the other puzzles had. I wonder if there's some weird obfuscation going on. Like, because I noticed that I don't know why, but this speaks out to me. Like, why is there 6 colors like here that are all different? Like, maybe that's something special there. Actually, on this side, do the colors show up uniquely, like every 6? Like, if I look at every 6 of these, there's no color that repeats in the 6. It's always those 6. So maybe there's some order. Well, I wouldn't know. Like, it's kind of an arbitrary coloring, right? Like, if I just look up, there's, I mean, red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, blue, like the standard, I guess you would call it, is that sort of order. So imagine that, like red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, blue. Like, is that anything? There's no key anywhere else. And, like, of course, I first thought, like, you were trying to spell something with the 1 by 2s, 2 by 1s. Like, this might actually be something. So it's okay. So again, you start R, you go to the next color, the next color, the next color, the next color. What? No. This it's good. And why did I go to blue? You have to go to cyan, then blue. It really seems to spell lowercase a there. N. Start from red. It's just like it's very straightforward and like it's in the path that's straightforward. I mean, I'm surprised it doesn't branch farther. Why am I trying to keep doing this? Green, E. It says range. Clearly that says range, right? That's 5 letters. All right, then that's cool. That's just what it is. And then what's this? Probably like, oh, I'm gonna expect that like you're going ring by ring or something. I don't know. Although like with stuff like only having 1 blue, you really can't do the same thing. So maybe this 1 blue is used for every one of the I guess like rungs of the ring. So, I mean, we should just do it and see what happens with this. So you get this massive, yes, I'm not drawing in a very straight line. C, you would go here, O, it says O. Wait, this actually is probably real. Con, oh my god, we're gonna get to this, this rung, and it's gonna be like, it's an E. So, it's just the T at the very end. I thought it was gonna be a longer word, and yeah, it goes from the orange to the yellow and then green. So it's connect. Very nice. That I was not actually that confident about that. I wonder if I should start on the red instead when it comes to these, but nah, I don't. I CBA. Connect. Very nice in the freaking middle with the E. At some point, we should probably scroll down. I haven't looked at this at all until now, so okay. I mean, interesting. This, but why? Okay, so I thought at first there's like 4-letter words, but then we have this thing for some reason, and then yellow is associated with a square, kind of, like how yellow is associated with a square in Tetris. We got layered 6s, whatever those are. Maybe there's something to do with that. Although green isn't overlapping with any of these colors. Like it's not blue plus yellow or whatever. That's already been done anyway. So this is almost like movement controls. They're all connected into this one thing. Was the bottom of the periodic freaking table? Okay, I not really seeing things immediately, and like this reminds me of the thing above. You've got a blank here. What's that about? Like, okay, like I think it'd be reasonable to think that this stuff is about moving the something. Maybe moving the entire grid was what I was about to say, but I'm not sure. And it's weird that the yellows and oranges follow this sort of pattern, but I would assume that this actually represents what moves you're supposed to make. And like maybe this means on or whatever. Like cyan means on, and you're supposed to correlate that to the colors above. But so far, I feel like this should be the one that I should look at first. Well, what if I'm supposed to split this into groups of 3x3s, right? Like that totally fits. Well, one thing that doesn't make sense is the color scheme. Like it's not about shifting the grid in that case because you would be taking this shape. I'm gonna need to show this like so. If I imagine that was this shape, and then we have a yellow in this square, that means down. But what does down mean here? Is it shifting down? I mean, first of all, that is the same thing as shifting up, and gives us this, which is not a letter. So I don't know what that is right now. What if it's like turned by a certain number of degrees? So, like maybe this means turn 90 degrees. In a like the only logical thing is that that's a C then. Yellow might be 180 degrees, so that would turn this into a Y. Sadly, this is going to turn into a B, and then the next is an A. You think this is gonna say cyclic? Okay, that was not what I thought this freaking D-pad thing was gonna be at first. This will be easier to do crudely here, but yes, cycle. This is yellow, which is upside down, and then this is an H, which turns into an I, and there you go, cyclic. Now, looking at this one, the colors are kind of obscured. Um, but also, I think I see oddity. It's oddity. Oh my god, why didn't I see that earlier? It has nothing to do with rotation that time. It's about negative, like, negative space. And I thought this was like some alien thing at first, but like, if you look at the negative space here, it says it's a letter D. Um, and then it makes it obvious that this is also a D. And the negative space that this is an I. And the negative space of this is the letter Y, formed out of the black. So yeah. So we're gonna probably combine the two ideas at the lower section. Of course, the weird question is what does it mean to turn something upside down if it's a one by one tile? Like I was thinking, because you can make some letters in a 2x2 square, like the letter R, or you can make L, but this doesn't really seem to otherwise have much. So I looked at it for like 3 minutes, and I didn't have any idea until maybe there's this one, right? Well, no, I thought that maybe that yellow referred to a Y and like the green referred to a C or something like that, and there'd be that sort of linkage, but that would make this part of it completely worthless. And this has always been the thing that we looked at to get the letters so far, so maybe we gotta make a big dumb collage like we did with previous puzzles, huh? Problem is, I don't remember which way green turns, obviously. And then we're gonna have to invert the whole thing, based on the stuff at the bottom row. So it should be that the rotation looks like that, corresponding to that orange, which would mean the opposite rotation would be the bottom left, looking like that, I guess. And then I'm just filling out the green. This is red. Okay, so if that's red, orange, then it looks the same here. Man, I sure hope this looks like something real once I invert it. Alright, almost done. Also, no, that doesn't go there. It's here. Oh god, I'm totally losing track all the time, huh? And the rest of it is filled with red at the bottom. Alright, so this is the thing, and now we have to invert it based on this. Looks like we're getting R-O. Well, I freaking hope that's, how they make the O. I think this is working. We're getting R-O-T something. Both 8 and 9 have to be inverted, so whole thing is black except for this. Is this supposed to be the letter I? Let's invert C as well. B needs to be wholly inverted. Whoops. God. Oh my gosh. All right, and D inverts rotations. The I's and O's are a bit weird, but you know what? Sure. All right, got there. Also, for this puzzle, was looking at it, thought, this kind of looks like a U, and like more specifically, this looks like a K, and this looks like an I. Like these 3x3s are looking more suspicious. Like I already thought the N being up here was a little odd. But of course, nothing is really making K unless we're supposed to assume that one of these is like lenient enough to allow a K. And like, what if all the colors are like capable of picking up their color plus one? Like, so if I did blue red, it's not just that, but it's also plus one from those. So the blue can see the green and the red can see the orange. And then this can be a U. This could be a U. So then red wouldn't be red, it would be red to orange, which would be N. Red yellow. What the heck is that? Which one was okay? So it was red left, red yellow, which previously would just look like nothing, but now it looks like L. L. Yellow would be this lower area, which again it looked like nothing, but if I extend it by one, it looks like I. We already know that red is N, and then the K over here. Yeah. Oh my God, it says unlink. Okay. I don't know. I liked my large E a little bit, but okay, there it is. This leaves with just these left. I mean, new face for Lingo 3. Wait, it's meta. I know what it is. I know what it is. I know what it is. Oh my God. I was like, when is it gonna? When are the random words gonna be relevant? This. Okay, let's not do that bottom left one first because, yeah. But I don't know. I don't have a clue. It seems like, I mean, I don't know why they're differently colored too, but you could make this think that this is 3x3s. That, I'm not sure if that's wrong considering there's these suspiciously empty rows. But I just don't see how you get letters out of this. And they're also 2x3 instead of the 3x2 that's in here. I have no clue I was supposed to know that. What you're supposed to do, apparently, is go into a 3D modeling program and attach them together. Like, this being a 3x2 is misleading to me, because, like, that doesn't apply. These are 3x3s, and, like, there's an equivalence between there being 6 of these and 6 of these that isn't actually real. Of course, I also thought it was offset instead of literally, like, 3D stacked, which would be, like, if I stacked this on top of this and top of this. Of course, I can't really do this in this interface, but then you would be looking at each side of the completed 3D object and see a letter on each side, which is cool, but I didn't get it. Anyway. So anyway, what this bottom left thing is referencing is everything that we have done to this point. Because, I mean, just look at this bottom right section, which is like boop, boop, and the thing in the middle, in the bottom middle. Well, that is referencing boop, boop, and the bottom middle. It's a mini map of everything that we've done so far, roughly, because, I mean, this thing is a square, but it's not the same height as this for some reason, even though they're the same height here. And it's also weird because, like, I'm not sure they refer to letters because this is 4 spaces, but the thing here was a 5-letter word, E, like, that ends with E, so maybe that's an E, but who knows? We got this thing, which is like, that doesn't correspond necessarily to the cyan up here, but I mean, the second letter here is an N. I don't know about this one, to be honest. Like, there's no green in here, like, again. So it feels like there's more to figure out about what this thing is. So, I mean, okay, at the bottom of the corners, if we were to abstract it that way, this is a C, Y, and S, maybe, because it ends, the keywords end in C, Y, and S, and that seems like the most logical position, even though the answer words aren't, like, 4 letters long. And, like, of course I thought, what if the color corresponds to the thing in the puzzle? For example, if this corresponds to a yellow for this puzzle, but this is no green, so I don't think that's a thing. And yet as a green in the mini-map. Like, at first well, not at first at this point. At 7th, I thought that maybe, because they use the same colors as the INTAO, so maybe, like, cyan means the 5th letter, green means the 4th letter, but that's actually, like, too much information, right? So, because the O isn't, well, I say the O, but the green the the different colors in the second spot. And so I would assume maybe that's the second letter, or maybe it's a middle letter, but that's just too much information to involve both green being 4 and whatever position the thing is, so it's just too complicated there. Connect isn't even a 9-letter word for the, I don't know, for the, like, this being the location of the letter of the final word mattering, that is. Well, I already wrote this one down as O instead of, like, N, which would be more logical if it was at the very end of it, but, like, if it means the second letter because chess battle advanced, then this would not be the last letter either, and I would have to change these to L. Y instead of I, it's an I, and instead of S, it is the third letter of rotations, which would be a T. And then this would be a G instead of an E because it's 4 letters down. And also the colors, they're probably going to circle back. This where red is the first, like in the intro. I mean the INTAO. So M blank that we don't know because I see the A to actually look at the side that it's supposed to be, or whatever that word is at all. I get orange. I mean, who knows what, or it's just top to bottom, which would make sense because this seems to be saying multi-cull. Wow, wow. Wow, and even like that's very satisfying that it fits. Let's put in that U there. That it fits the size of this perfectly. It says multicoloring. Also, the solution for that 3D curse one was honor. If you look at the size of the cubes. Anyway, goodbye.